Hey, listen, it's our time now. On our play for this week. Oh, wait, I didn't scroll. Okay. Bungie's Marathon may be coming sooner than we think, but we know what's coming next for Bungie, and that is Destiny Rising. Are you excited? Are you rising? Please don't tell us that. No. Pokemon developer Game Freak suffers a massive data breach, and there is just so much stuff that came out of it. Oof. Xbox announces their partner preview showcase for this Thursday. Should you get excited? Should you? Should you pick up Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? We have that answer for you in the What We've Been Playing section. All this and more on Season 8, Episode 41 of Press X to Start Gamers Digest. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, a.k.a. Sexy Bad Choices, a.k.a. you can call me Donald Black, because in my alternate fan fiction, my Dragon Ball Z universe, I come from a different parallel. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that happens in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and I'm going to talk about some of it. I am joined by
Sean MF Ross.
What's the M&F stand for?
You're looking at the newest addition to the Swifties.
Oh, snaps.
No, I'm just, I don't fucking, not at all.
You mean to Swiffers, right? The Swiffer picker upper?
Yeah, sure.
All right, now you know who we are, and of course, you can call me Donald Black. Actually, no, don't do that. That's going to be weird.
Sounds like a foreign name. So.
I know. Well, this is Press X Start Gamers Digest, a video podcast that connects the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We're live on YouTube you know what? We just made it, okay? We just made it. You need to be appreciative.
We're on YouTube every week. How about that?
Yes, that's what it is. Yes. We are on YouTube every week when we can make it because life is hard.
But listening to us is easy. Having kids is hard. Raising kids is hard.
Recording
around their schedule is hard, but listening to us.
Oh man. Yes, it is. Okay, random. Okay, this is gonna be dad talk for a little bit. Has Sean cursed at all?
Yeah, but I mean, she's just repeating, right after she heard something, but not independently.
So I was making dinner. I was cooking, and London was watching Bluey, and she stopped. And she said, "Daddy, can I say shit?" I'm like, no. But instead of like blowing it up and making it a big deal, I was just like, no, you can't. And I kind of went back to doing what I was doing. I'm just like, where did she pick that up from? Anyways,
as opposed to my mother, who used to say, "Who the fuck taught you how to curse to this motherfucker?"
Right?
Proper approach, Dad. Gentle parenting.
Oh man, yeah, you're not wrong. Well, don't forget to support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, whatever podcast service you're currently using. Thank you. And don't forget, you can join our conversation by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. All right, with that out the way, let us jump into the gaming news with number 1. Destiny 2 file reveals hint of marathon shooter pre-order opening in winter of 2025. This comes to us from Gadget.com by way of, this name. I had it memorized yesterday, and now I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's V. Nuzunov. Yeah, we're going to go with that. So, as the title suggests, actually, let me go and just play this little thing right here. So, as the title suggests, someone has discovered in the root files of Destiny 2 that there is this marathon information about pre-order. So it kind of seems like they're probably going to market marathon within Destiny 2 in some kind of cross game. I don't know. Well, that's stuff that they do with the marketing people. I'm not a marketer, so I have no idea. Yeah. So this is interesting in that this kind of sheds some light in terms of when we're going to be seeing stuff for Marathon pop-ups. I'm just going to read from the article. Hints of Marathon pre-orders were found in the Destiny 2 game file, which should start during the first quarter of 2025. Players have found the text string. I'm not going to read the string because that's insane. In the game file, so we may soon have more details about the game. According to the game post, the V820, which is part of that text string, part is important. Bungie keeps track of Destiny 2 expansion packs and seasons by version numbers. The final shape has a version number, or has the number V800, and the current episode Revenant is V810. The V820 is a line in the line indicates the episode Hershey? No.
Heresy.
There we go. Which will be released on the 4th of February 2025. Thus, pre-orders can be opened along with the episode's release. In addition, the game has also been beta tested among bloggers, so Marathon is already in a state where it can be played. So about the beta testing, it seems that when we first heard about it, I think around the whole Bungie, like them laying off people or whatever, another part of that was that people were saying that the game wasn't playing well, and it was, I guess, poorly received or something like that. That's something close to that. It does seem like now, though, it is in a better state. So again, when it comes to these like play tests and things that we hear about the play tests, we don't know exactly how old that information is. We don't know like the state of the build that's being played. We don't know any of that stuff. So we just kind of have to take it with a grain of salt and just see what the game was like when it finally releases. And it does seem that we are going to get maybe I would imagine if these dates hold true, we can either see it in a like PlayStation showcase like early next year, or maybe like the Game Awards this year. Although I don't know, I think the Game Awards thing for this year might be a little too far away. I don't know. What's your feelings on this?
I don't know if I care or not. I need to see more. I know we had the official announced trailer. I just ran it back and just looked at it again.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a stylistic. It's not showing any gameplay.
Yeah.
And
to note about that style, like the style that is very, very visual in the trailer, the person who was directing that art style has left Bungie. But again, you can have a video like this that is very like, artistic and still keep those themes, even though the main person who created this is not there. So that's not necessarily like, oh no, the game is going to look like a bunch of grays now. So yeah, continue.
I think I'm tired of shooters for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm Call of Duty'd out.
Mm-hmm.
We tried X Defiant. That looks. We'll touch on that later.
Well, actually, I took that off just because.
All right. Well, it seems like X Defiant is gonna be done after season 4. It was trash. But the only reason I'm kind of looking forward to Black Ops 6 is because allegedly it's gonna have prop hunt in there. That interests me.
Oh, really?
Allegedly. Like I'm tired of running around shooting dudes who have 8 to 10 hours to play a day. That it ain't fun no more. When you don't have that time to put in, and it's not your literal job.
Yeah.
It just ain't fun. So like,
yeah,
I'm sure I'm.
Yeah, I get.
If Marathon is free to play, I'll give it a good try. But I mean, like, I don't know, man.
I totally get you on that. Like, I think where I'm at with Marathon is kind of interesting because, like, we talked about it, I think maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, like where or maybe that wasn't on camera, I don't remember, but like my first person shooter was Halo. And then
Yeah.
from Halo, I jumped to Call of Duty. And, I went to Destiny. I played Destiny for a
You said you played
while.
something before Halo. You just didn't remember.
Oh, like Unreal Tournament, like
Yeah.
the PC shooters. But I never really like gave it like as much time as I gave like Halo.
Gotcha.
But like, I played Destiny and I love Destiny. But what I didn't like about Destiny was the multiplayer, like the Crucible, which is their like multiplayer
Yeah.
environment in Destiny. And I always preferred Call of Duty because it just felt more snappy or whatever. Like I will say playing Concord, that's like the closest like thing to like a Bungie shooter that I've played in a long time.
Mhm.
And I did like how that played. But again, that's a different team from current Bungie, and that game is gone. Gone. We'll talk about that later on in this cast. But I need to just as you said, like I need to be sold on Marathon because like even this year, I don't think I'm gonna be playing that much Call of Duty because I'll be playing Dragon Age, and I also don't
You should be playing
really.
like a dragon, you bitch.
Hey. I'll play it. I'll play it. I'll play it. But like, I just like I'm kind of in the same boat where like I'm also kind of like first person shootered out. Like I can jump on, Call of Duty and play like a game or two, but like I don't have the same stamina as I did back then.
Well,
I don't
you should
know.
try our sponsor, Blue Chew. Now, we're not sponsored. I'm playing.
Right. Star wipe. But yeah, man, like it is a thing of like I think I definitely am at a place where I need to like see more of this and see like what the actual like
Yeah.
gameplay loop is going to be and like because like I feel like I always have space in my heart for like an extraction shooter because like when we were playing DMZ together, like that was fun. Although it did become a place where it was
Toxic.
toxic as hell. But like there was a point where it was a lot of fun. So
Mm.
if they can capture that and do it in a way where it doesn't become toxic, I don't know how. I'll give it a shot. And it again, it should be free to play. Hopefully it's free to play.
Mm.
If the industry is learning anything from Concord, oh boy. All right. So that is number one. And as we say, oh, the first person stuff, we're both tired of it.
Yeah.
But Bungie thinks you have space for it. Maybe not on your console, but on your mobile device. Number two, Destiny Rising is a new mobile RPG shooter set in Bungie's Destiny universe. This comes to us from The Verge by way of Tom Warren. So this dropped yesterday, and I was like, oh wait, they're showing this now. That's kind of crazy. So the rumors are true. The Destiny franchise is handing. I hear myself in my ear. Oh my gosh. Okay. The Destiny franchise is heading to mobile devices soon. Destiny Rising is a new free to play mobile sci fi RPG shooter that includes a number of playable hero characters, a shared world, and PvE and PvP modes, all set in the Bungie Destiny universe. China based NetEase game. NetEase? All right, number three. It's like,
Mhm.
NetEase Games has developed Destiny Rising after announcing a partnership with Bungie and a $100 million investment into the studio in 2018. Destiny Rising will be set in an alternative Destiny timeline, exploring the post-Dark Age era of the universe and lore before the tower existed and before the emergence of Guardians. That means that the game is going to be a hero shooter where you get to play with all of the Destiny heroes, which I think is kind of a cool idea
Yeah.
because if one thing Destiny had, it had a lot of lore. You didn't get any of that lore in the game, but it was there. It was there. You just had to read. So they definitely have these heroes that they can pull from that they could make like these really cool moments. Like even in the trailer, I think there are some really, really cool moments in the trailer.
If
But
you say so.
right. But it is a thing of like the reason why I had the reaction I did when I said NetEase is because we played a NetEase game very recently called The First Descendant. And that game was a game for the first, 5 to 10 hours, but then you realize the grind and you're just like, "Oh no, this is like it'd be such a time suck to get any of these characters." And it's just like you have to pay money. And that is a thing of
And they have also gone down the route of I don't know what you want to call them, but
I
suggestively
call
dressed
yeah,
women
I call it
characters.
like an Ichi simulator where
Yeah,
it's like it's not hentai, but it's real close.
drawing the line.
It is real close. Yeah, like I was following this subreddit for a bit and it was just like it went down
Yeah.
fast. Like it just been like, oh no, all these people or these characters should be sexy and all this. I'm just like, oh my god, guys, are you
They
even
took
still
the
playing the
wrong
game or are you
lesson
just
from
dropping money?
Concord.
Yeah, right. Yes. They were like, oh no, we better make these characters way more sexy. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, even that being the case, I think their player base has dropped by like 80% or something like that. So they're not even in they're not doing that great right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Destiny Rising. Where was I? NetEase is licensing the Destiny brand with from Bungie, and it has been granted creative freedom to develop its own storyline and vision for Destiny Rising, which could be a problem. We want to capture and depict a specific time where the reins are in the hands of the players to experience, to explore, to define, says Stone Shi. That is a cool name. Wait, did I say that wrong?
uh,
NetEase
I
is
don't know.
Korean? No, China based. So I'm sorry. My Chinese is just as bad as my English. I apologize. Um yeah, Stone Shi, senior narrative designer at NetEase. So yeah, I, this is one of those things where this is as far as I know, as far as they said, this is mobile first. Maybe it will come to console, but I am not holding my breath. Yeah, in this article, there's nothing about console. So this is just going to be a mobile game, and I I feel like this is going to do reasonably well overseas in the Asian market because mobile is pretty much first over there.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to do over here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really got too much to say on this. I think the trailer looks cool. I don't think I foresee myself playing. I mean, it's free to play, so I could try it, but like I just don't play these kinds of games on my phone. So yeah. But maybe this might be the first, you know? Maybe NetEase will finally get me and get my pockets. We'll see. Are you gonna play this?
Hell no. Be a waste of time. I don't even like the console version.
All right. Yeah. Well, maybe the mobile version might work for you. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? All right. So on bleaker news, number 3, Game Freak acknowledges massive Pokemon data breach as employee info appears online. So this comes to us from VGC by way of Jordan Miller. So in a statement published on Sunday, the company claimed that over 2,000 pieces of employee information has been stolen from the company. It acknowledged unauthorized access by a third party, which it said has resulted in the personal information of current, former, and contract employees of the developer appearing online. So yeah, this is a really like big kind of data breach for the Pokemon company, or I guess Game Freak. But it's with Pokemon, they have a weird thing where it is a 3-part like congregate that creates the game. So you have the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, and
Yeah.
Nintendo. So yeah, I mean, this just sucks. It always sucks when you have people's personal information just out there, and then the people who could like a lot of the actual leak stuff is starting to appear on like PokeLeaks on Reddit and like even Gaming Rumor Reddit. Like it's basically just showing up on Reddit, and some of the stuff is like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But there's nothing to note of like there's no Switch 2 stuff on there. I actually no. There's like it basically just a code name for Switch 2. So it's
Yeah.
nothing really that's like, man, whoever did this, they've learned something of note for like destroying the lives of people in a way. So it really just sucks that this is a thing. It's better for things like this for us to just wait to get the stuff when they're ready to show, because just like the Insomniac leaks, the stuff that we got on Wolverine, all that stuff was just not polished. All that stuff just looked, again, unfinished, and it's just like, well, what good does that do? That does now nothing. So yeah, this sucks. This sucks. Hopefully, the the flip side is like, out of all the companies you do this to,
Yeah.
yeah, like Nintendo is not the one to do it. Like Nintendo will make sure you go to jail and make sure your parents end up missing.
Messing with their main money maker, apart from Mario, probably.
Man, that is just, yeah. All right. Number 4, Xbox Partner Preview sees the latest games from our incredible partners this week. This comes to us from Xbox Wire. There's no author. Actually, nope. Joe Scrabbles. Oh, Joe Scrabbles.
Oh man.
Oh,
Our guy Joe.
oh. Yeah. Well, I know that name because he used to work at IGN, and then
Yeah,
Brett
no.
Miller from
That's
podcast.
because
Yeah.
Avery always said that was a random name.
Yes. Yeah. That was the bit. Like, yeah, Joe Scrabbles was a made up name. It definitely does sound like one, so I get it. So yeah, from the article. We're thrilled to announce the next Xbox Partner Preview. Our no fluff all games broadcast is coming this Thursday, October 17th. In the latest installment, we'll feature a mix of new and upcoming games for you from incredible partners like Remedy Interactive, Sega, 505 Games, and many more, with over a dozen new trailers over the course of around 25 minutes. During the Xbox Partner Preview, you'll get a first look at gameplay from Alan Wake 2's next expansion, The Lake House, an action-packed new trailer for Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's a title, boy. A peek at multiple bosses in dark fantasy action game Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, multiple world premieres, and other great titles coming to Xbox consoles, Windows PC, and Game Pass. So that is cool. I'm kind of looking forward to the world premiere to see what that's about. I mean, there's always the rumor that eventually one of these days in this year we'll get a Hollow Knight Silk Song.
You keep dreaming.
It might show up here. I feel like at this point, I don't think it's gonna come out this year. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think Like a Dragon, we've already seen. I feel like we've seen a lot of that at this point.
We haven't
And that's
seen
early next. No,
I want more.
That's early next year, right? That's not this year.
February.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cause it's close to Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Or the same day. What, I don't remember. And then Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. We saw that at the Xbox Summer Game Fest. Their showcase then. It looked interesting. That was in a role before playing Black Myth Wukong. So it is kind of a thing of like, all right, we'll see what that game looks like, because Wukong got me, so maybe Wu Chang can get me as well. And Wu Chang is also going to be, it's on PlayStation 5 as well, so
Okay.
it's not exclusive. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. October 17th. We're not going to do a react because it's going to be 1 p.m. in day, and we both have full-time jobs and require the money to survive in this world. So we'll talk about it on the weekend. There's a little addendum to this. Yeah, okay. I was trying to figure out how to actually talk about this. So, part A to this, right?
Yeah.
Exclusive details on what Xbox Cloud Gaming bring your own games rollout will look like. Regions, game library size, access on iPhone, Android, and more. This comes to us from Windows Central. So essentially, Xbox is testing out. So right now, X Cloud Gaming only supports games on in Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah.
But that changes on November 2024. X Cloud Gaming. God, just the name.
They need a better name. They're terrible at naming things.
Oh, X Cloud Gaming is finally getting the ability to purchase games to your own outside of Game Pass, confirmed in the thread by Xbox President Sarah Bond. Can they just? Why is Xbox used so many times on? Okay, whatever. However, it won't instantly give you access to your entire digital Xbox console game library, with the rollout set to be gradual over the coming weeks. So basically, this will allow you to buy a game and play that game on xCloud without the use of the Xbox app. I think because there's like a remote play thing, and then there's xCloud, and they're two separate.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. It looks like
I
you
had
still need Game Pass Ultimate to access your cloud game.
No,
It's
you
saying that
shouldn't.
towards the bottom. But I mean, we'll get more info when it actually released. Because I mean, I wouldn't mind playing some of my old 360 games if I'm able to, like
Yeah.
the digital stuff that I bought.
Yeah.
But,
So the reason why I tied this with the partner preview thing is that I wonder if they're going to have a little breakaway section where they talk about this a bit more in depth, or like say like, oh, these games are coming to xCloud, or xCloud. These games are coming to xCloud or whatever. So I thought that'd be a way of actually tying this story into the whole Xbox partner preview thing, only because there's not really that much for the partner preview thing. So yeah, that's that. If you are Xbox gamer like Jordan is, I hope you are excited for this. I hope you can play all of your Fusion Frenzy games now without having to worry about having Game Pass or whatever you do. I don't know. This first game that came to mind. Oh no. Or Phantom Crash. For those who know. Yeah. All right, anyways. Before we get into Astrobot outperforming, just killing it. Hey, like this video. Do it now. Thanks. I would show the little screen where it's like, don't you know, like only 20% of the people that watch this are subscribed, and you should be one of those subscribes, because we got to get those numbers up to match the people who watch it and don't subscribe.
Yeah.
Because don't be lazy. Come on, just subscribe. That's all you got to do. Come on. Do it. Okay, cool. And of course, for the people who are listening, you are kind of already subscribed, unless you're doing some weird thing where you just find a random video online and you just are on your podcast service. I don't really know how that works. Anyways, please support us. We need your help. Do whatever you can. We'll appreciate it. Thank you. Number 5, and kind of 6 in a way, Astrobot has outperformed virtually every non-Mario platformer in a decade. That's crazy. In Europe. Okay. Discount those from VGC by way of Andy Robinson. So we're going to have to wait until... No, wait. We should be getting this Arcana report on... I have to check that.
I mean...
I need to check that.
I would see it just worldwide. We haven't had that many platformers.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. There's like Crash Bandicoot, I guess Sonic, right? From Sonic Frontier, is that considered a platform? Yeah. So yeah, Astrobot is doing quite well. It's not doing like crazy numbers, but it didn't sell terrible. So I guess that's good, right? So from the article, That article title is according to GameIndustry.biz journalist Christopher Dring, who has knowledge of the PS5's exclusive sales performance in the region, including both physical and digital data. So, according to Dring, a month after its release, Astrobot sales are currently 34% higher than Sega's most recent flagship Sonic game, Sonic Frontiers, which isn't really saying much, but okay.
Much.
And yeah, and 52%
But I mean, if that's the
bigger.
top competition, then
True.
the genre
And
overall is just ain't what
52%
it was.
bigger than Activision's Crash 4, which I think, because I think Crash 4 was like well received, right?
Yeah. Just
Yeah, so
hard
that's
as
good.
hell.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, Astrobot has done better than basically every new 3D platformer game in the last 10 years, Mario aside. Dring wrote on X. Its true success won't be known for years, but it's had a strong start for the genre. Dring noted that he's not allowed to share specific sales figures due to terms of his agreement with European data distributors. So Sony hasn't released official sales figures for Astrobot, but according to research firm Circana, the game enjoyed a solid commercial start in the US market. According across both physical and digital, Astrobot ranked number 2 in unit sales in the US for September 7th, uh, behind only NBA 2K25. Did they report? Did I miss that?
Probably. That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. And Astrobot DualSense was the week's biggest sales accessory. Matt Piscatella, executive director of video games at Circana, said, "Oh, on Blue Sky. I gotta check that."
You don't got a
He
Blue
did
Sky
switch from
account?
Twitter to Blue Sky. I do, but I usually just check the
All
Twitter
cool
side.
kids got Blue Sky.
Yeah, I know. I'm not cool. I know. Yeah. So yeah, it is just talk about the Metacritic score. So yeah, Astrobot's doing really well. Props to them. I mean, that game is in running for Game of the Year. So that makes I hope that game does well, because I definitely want Sony to see that there is a audience
Market
for
for
that
it. Yeah.
game. Yeah, and for them to invest into that kind of game, because we need more of those games. Number 6, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero sells an incredible 3 million copies in just 24 hours. Same. This
Pretty
comes to
good.
us from IGN. Huh?
I said that's pretty good.
Yeah, this comes to us from IGN by way of Wesley Inpool. Yeah, there's not really much said there other than like, yeah, there was a surge writing this the release of this game, and it's cool to see that, like, a lot of people bought the game and enjoying it. I was one of those people who bought the game, and I was one of those people who enjoyed it. I think it's funny. One of the people that I follow on IG was talking about how IGN gave the game a 7, and he also said that, like, IGN gave Dragon Ball Sparking Zero 7 and also Concord a 7. It's like how they gave these two games the same score, and it's just like, man, you're kind of showing your ass there, boy. Like,
Ooh, IGN or him?
no, him. It's like both games can be good. It's just like your enjoyment, like, varies. It just That's just how a review works. But yeah, yeah,
IGN still sucks.
more power. No, what?
IGN still sucks.
Oh. I think that's a different conversation for a different podcast. But yeah, I think Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, it's really cool to see that this game is doing super well, and we know that they're going to support it because they have a season pass, and for the fact that it is doing, like, it's probably more than 3 million at this point, because that was just the first 24 hours. Like, I think that should be a big sign to Bandai Namco that they need to be investing in games that has a certain level of passion behind it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like, oh, they only need to make Dragon Ball Z games or whatever. Like, no, they have these, like, really strong properties that they can, like, make cool games out of. And it's just like,
Yes, but not every game is as straightforward as far as how to design it as Dragon Ball Z, I think.
true. But like, I look at it as like, because like what Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is riding off of is the nostalgia wave of just Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. But then they do that little twist where it's like you can change the story based off of
Mm,
like whatever choices you make or whatever, which I think it's a cool thing. And like even in a Discord, I was saying like for so there's a, I guess I could just mention it. I'm not gonna actually just call it as a story, but like apparently there's a rumor that Bandai Namco is going to be canceling a Naruto and a One Piece game, and then there's also a game that is affiliated with Nintendo that they're canceling. And they're also supposed to be reducing the workforce by like 12% or something.
yeah.
And it's basically just, due to money not moving in their pockets fast enough or whatever. But
Well,
like it is a thing of, well, yeah, it is, but it's a thing of like, you know, like look at Naruto, because I don't really, I joke about One Piece, but I don't really know enough to be like, okay, well, what is the market missing for like a One Piece game or whatever. But in terms of Naruto, all the games that we get are like fighters or like
yeah.
battlers. But like just make like an open world like Naruto game where you can just exist as like, you can make a creative character, you can exist in that
Sure.
world, and you can run missions. Is there
Yeah.
that or exists already?
I was gonna say, I mean, what world?
Like you could
Kishimoto
get
ain't doing no world building. Not like One Piece.
what? One Piece has the most world because One Piece isn't over yet. It's the song that never ends.
Hey, you better
You can
recognize.
build as much world as you want when it still goes on. But my thing is like there are ways to capitalize off of these like properties more so than just making a fighting game. And
Mhm.
it seems that they default to making the fight game because it's quick for them and they know that they'll make X amount of dollars or whatever. But like they don't, because if they did, then they wouldn't need to apparently lay people off kind of thing. So it's just like it's that thing of I feel like those games used to appeal to me, but they
Yeah,
don't, because it's just like no, this I see through the game you're trying to
the
sell
cash
me.
grab.
Yeah, yeah. But we won't even talk about Gundam because Gundam's still going. Anyways, uh number 7. It only cost around $40 million to develop Black Myth Wukong. This
Whips
comes
today.
to us,
Facts.
man, man. This comes to us from 80.lv. This is the first time I've heard of this
This is
website.
this is a
So,
rumor, by the way. We don't have a confirmed number, but that's the
yes.
assumed range.
Yeah. So let me actually, because I did not. Um, so okay. So according to Game Science, the developer of the hit RPG Black Myth Wukong. Okay, I don't need the editorializing. Come on now. Where is the actual? Yeah, okay. So yeah, so that 40 million is essentially a rough figure because it's like translated from the, I guess, the Chinese currency.
Hmm.
Yeah. But then it's also important to note that the 40 million figure most likely includes only the cost of actual development and not the total amount Game Science has spent on the game itself. So earlier, Bloomberg reported that Wukong overall budget was around 70 million, meaning the studio has spent an additional 30 million on marketing. Since even with marketing including a relatively modern sum compared to some of the other AAA projects out there. But
That's
yeah, like
crazy.
yeah, man.
30 million
Yeah.
on marketing? God damn.
I mean, but like that's what that's where like something like this
Mhm.
compared to the whole rumor of Concord being $40 million to develop. Oh no, I'm sorry, $400 million to develop, and that's apparently not including marketing. And it's just like there's no fucking way that like that much
Mhm.
money was spent on the game that was only alive for a week. Like no, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
And like and that's why I was so adamant on Discord is like no, like this is a bad rumor from a person that shouldn't be given the platform that he has. That's a different conversation too. But yeah, like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we touched on this or you're gonna touch on this, but like they're saying the average base salary of developers in Shenzhen, China, where Game Science's headquarters is around the equivalent of 43,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is about what half of developers earn on the other side of the globe. They said so.
Yeah. And also, they're probably they didn't have the wave of we shouldn't crunch because crunching is bad.
Yeah, they didn't have that. We don't know if they had that pressure on them, but we also don't know what the cost of living is like over there and all the good stuff. So
yeah,
I mean,
that too. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like this is really just fascinating to see that, because like Black Myth, it
yeah.
looks great. Like, I mean, it may have its like, visual like issues here and there because of the whole rendering thing, but like it looks really, really good. Like it looks like a AAA game. So
Yeah.
for them to do that at I'll say like 70 million, like that is really impressive. But yeah, hopefully we get more content from them, like a DLC or something. We'll see. Number 8, Overwatch Mobile confirmed by Jason Schreier's latest book. This comes to us from Desertos. You know what I mean? No. Oh God, that's gross. From what's this? Ryan LeMay? I don't know, why is the text so small? Jesus. Yeah, so there's not too much here other than so Jason Schreier released a book called Play Nice: The Rise, Fall, and Future of Blizzard Entertainment. He's been pretty much touring a bunch of the podcasts I've listened to. He was just on Kind of Funny today of recording. And in the book, he talks a lot about like Blizzard past and present and future and stuff, or what their future could look like or whatever. And in the book, he mentioned Overwatch Mobile is in development. And he doesn't really get into details other than like it seems like it might be just a version of Overwatch that works for mobile, not necessarily a
That
console
just
game.
seems too hectic for mobile. I mean,
Yeah,
again, like you said, unless it's like intended for the Eastern and Asian markets, then I guess.
exactly. And it's just one of the things of like it will probably do well because mobile is a big market over there for them, and it's thing of like we just play games differently in that respect. And it's just the mobile games that we play are the more simplified mobile games, like a Balatro, like
Mhm.
Marvel Snap, or like at one point Hearthstone. Like those games are way more simplified, and it's just an easier thing to deal with than running a Zenyatta and trying to like snipe someone from like 30 meters away and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what happens to this. Again, he says it's in development, and Jason Schreier is really good with like whatever he says. Usually it's true.
Yeah,
So we'll see when that shows up.
shows his face.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, number 9. Steam now warns players they're only buying a license to a game at checkout. This comes to us from VGC by way of Jordan Midler. So this is from a recent law that was passed in California, the newly signed consumer protection laws around digital purchases. So Steam is the first to act on this. I'm pretty sure it's going to make its way in PlayStation and Xbox as well because
I think who made Free Fantasio or whatever the hell?
uh,
Sega?
Atlas.
Atlas? I think
Oh,
they're warning.
Sega published it. Sega published
Okay,
it.
Sega is also warning players that they do not own the copy. You're just paying for
Okay.
access to it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think that's good because that should have been a thing that happened a long time ago to
To make it clear to people
reinforce.
that they never owned any of this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what? I feel like, I mean, I guess that's part of the whole publisher, or I guess the first parties trying to
Yeah.
make their money and be like, yeah, no, we're gonna say you buy it to make sure you buy it and we get the money. But really and truly, you're buying a license, you're not actually buying the game. So yeah, there's not really too much to be said here other than that's the thing that is gonna be changing going forward. And we'll see when that pops up on the console side because it has to. They can't just get away from it. Um, yeah. Do you got anything else to say on this?
I've been banging on this drum for a while. I
Yeah.
blame you, DJ, for
You
convincing
know,
everybody to go to digital.
yeah. Yes, I convinced all 12 of you.
Mm,
Oh man. So yeah, there's not too much to be said about this.
yeah.
So let us jump into the quick hits. Number 10. PS Portal sales still going strong a year later. This comes to us from PlayStation Lifestyles. Sean, do you know that the PlayStation Portal is actually a pretty good device? Oh, for those who don't know, Sean was pretty much the only person who put the PlayStation Portal flag on his back and he carried it uphill. Meanwhile, the rest of us was like, I don't know, Sean.
You're stupid. What is it for?
That looks real
Has no
breakable. You know what
audience.
I mean?
Too expensive. Why would anybody want such a stupid thing? You can't play
Oh
it outside
man.
the house.
To think, I was like, $200, that's a lot of money. PlayStation's like, oh, is it? We about to show you.
Mm,
So yeah, I mean that's really cool to see that like the portal is doing well because it is a fantastic device for what it is. And I was using it earlier today. And it's a thing of just like, man, this is great.
I keep on seeing Reddit posts of people like, "Oh, I finally got one. Oh, finally pulled the
Hmm.
trigger. Oh, this is it." Like
Yep.
people are saying the same shit that was being said upon initial release. Oh man, this is great.
Yep.
Why didn't I? Hey man. As well
You
as
know?
the PS5 Pro apparently is selling very well.
Yep.
So
Yep.
the
Yep.
internet is a small, small echo chamber of people with
Yep.
just very opinionated people.
Yep. And I'll even say like as much as I'm on Reddit, like looking at stuff, Reddit is the exact same way. It is a small like echo chamber, as you said, of just people partly regurgitating the same stuff. And it's just like this is not the wider world. Like people are not looking at Reddit, not looking at like a lot of the stuff that we're looking at. And there's like they
Yeah.
see the marketing thing. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy that because that's what I want. And it's just like that's just how it works.
It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Um, and then number 11, the last quick hits story. Concord dev updating PC game files, leading to free to play speculations. This comes to us from PlayStation Lifestyle. So yeah, as the I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There's a good amount of copium happening with this story in terms of what could possibly happen with Concord. But you know, copium might be a thing that we all need every now and then. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
I'm willing to play
essentially,
it again if it turns free to play.
yeah, for sure. Like, I think free to play would be a better option for that. I still think that the game is going to be a issue if they they still have the same character models and stuff. So
Mhm.
like I feel like that's just gonna be a thing that they just gonna have to take the L on and just like change up in a way to make the characters look more quote unquote appealing. I say quote unquote because that's just a subjective thing that a lot of people jumped on and yeah. Um so this whole thing this whole story is revolving around the game files on Steam still being updated. And it is a thing of there's no confirmation from Firewalk, there's no confirmation from Sony that the game is going free to play. They just said that they're going to be working on, um, revamping the game based off of players' feedback.
Yeah.
And a lot of people was saying free to play. So that's kind of where this jump is happening. I don't if this is the thing that are happening, I don't even know when PlayStation should be like, hey guys, we're working on Concord, making it free to play or whatever, because whatever they say, people are going to yell either way because that's just what people do. So I don't know. I don't know how they move with this game. But yeah, I mean, if the game comes back free to play, yeah, as we both said, we'll try it out. Won't hurt. It'll be
Yeah.
free. Yeah. All right, so that is it for the gaming news. Now let us jump into the games we've been playing. And I have been playing. Do you have anything you've been playing, Sean?
Balatro on mobile. That's it.
Okay. All right.
More JoJo's
Yeah,
adventure.
yeah. Okay. So I've been playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, or I should say, I was playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So I put in. I didn't even check my gaming clock. I think at the time, actually, I think the last time I looked, I put in about like 15 hours or so, maybe like
Yeah.
13 to 15 hours. And that was me just running the story mode, playing mainly as Goku. And I will say, story mode alone, yeah, I said that right. I think it's a really cool way of retelling the story that they did. I do have some issues with you know, they have to jump from fight to fight,
Yeah.
and the frames and stuff in between, they just don't have the time and really, I guess, the budget really to like flush that stuff out.
You mean like
So
full voice acting or something? It's like slideshows or some shit.
yeah, it's slideshows. Even the slideshow stuff is fine, but I feel like they still kind of skip a couple of slides to get like to the next fight faster.
Mhm.
And it is kind of thing of like, if I didn't know the Dragon Ball Z lore like the back of my hand, I'd be like, what? Wait, what?
How did we
What's
get here?
happening here?
Why
Yeah,
are we
yeah,
fighting this
yeah.
person? Who are they? Yeah.
Exactly. And it is a thing of just like, okay, this is definitely made for people who know Dragon Ball Z or whatever, and
I
like
wonder
people
if
who are
they
not new to
have you
this.
fighting on fake Namek.
Fake Namek?
Remember, there was
Mm.
a planet they got to that they thought was Namek before they actually got to Namek.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Thought you was a Dragon Ball Z fan.
I know. I thought I was. Yeah, I don't even remember that at all. Okay, yeah, look at that. Look at that. They got a thing to look up right quick. But yeah, like because like they don't include they don't include so the GT lineup thing. It's really scarce because they don't include Super 17. They don't
Mhm.
include Pyco. They got Baby Vegeta in game, and there's another character that they don't include, but I forget who it is. But
I
like
did not watch
they,
GT.
yeah, I watched a little bit of GT, and it was thinking of just like, oh, this isn't Dragon Ball Z, and it's like, all right, whatever.
Back when that was out,
Aside.
you had to find the tapes, and I just wasn't that dedicated.
Mhm. Yeah. So I think overall, I'll say I didn't beat Goku's like story. I got from the start of Z up into Super, like this, like a fight into Super. Like I fought like Goku Black and stuff in
Mm.
Super. Oh no, I'm at the Tournament of Power. That's where I'm at. And I think that's kind of after that, that's where the story ends, because I don't think they go into like the manga stuff of Dragon Ball Super yet. But I had a good time. I think the game is really a fun time if you aren't trying to actually, let me pull back. I think the game is good. I think the actual combat of the game is where I have a lot of my issues with the game. There's a tutorial that teaches you how to play the game, and the game does the best job at modernizing the controls because there's a classic version of it and then there's a standard version of it, and the standard's like the modern controls. And bouncing back and forth between the classic and the modern is like, okay, they've really tried to like uh make a lot of the things that you have to do in like the old Tenkaichi games like a lot easier to do now. And that part is cool. I think the actual mechanics is a little like
Yeah.
this needs to be like slimmed down a bit. Like this needs to be reworked in a way because just for one example, you parry actually you dodge attacks with the block button, but there is a like a dash like sidestep button, and
Mhm.
it's like, well, why isn't that just the like dodge attack? Because
Oh, there you go with the controls.
that's yeah, exactly. And that's the thing where it's just like, controls mean so much to me, Sean. Where it's just like, this is my bread and butter. This is what I love. And it's just like, why do I have to press another button to do the thing when I'm already pressing the X button to like to like duck and weave and get around or whatever. So it's just stuff like that. I think is just like, okay, well, that can be worked on. It wasn't really that much of an issue playing the story mode, although it became an issue when the the fights would spike in like the okay, well, this is going to be an obvious like boss kind of fight where it's just like, okay, this person's going to be a little hard because that's what he is or whatever. So the first spike that everyone had to deal with was the Uzaru Vegeta fight, which is the end of not the end of the when he goes monkey form in the
Wow.
Nappa Vegeta.
You just come right out and say it, huh?
I said it. I said it. I said it. And one of the things that I found hilarious was someone was just like, I don't know, maybe Frieza was right about calling them monkeys. I was like, ooh. I was like, dang. But yeah, and then the next fight was, which was kind of like, okay, this is tough. Was like the Frieza fight where he's like final form, and then it kind of works with like what we think of Dragon Ball Z, like the hardest fights for
Yeah.
Goku kind of thing, and I think that works. But it's still just one of the things where the actual combat system is so unique that it's like you have it's like learning a new system to play the game, and that could be fun or annoying.
If you say so. They said it's most similar to Budokai Tenkaichi, so I mean, if
Yeah,
you weren't into
exactly.
that, then I guess it
Yeah,
ain't just
yeah, but the thing is like, when's the last time that they had one of those games out?
oh 07.
Yeah, okay, that's a long time ago.
It's just like riding a bike
So
for some people, DJ. You just
yeah, it is. It is like
maybe
riding a
put
bike
another
for
poll in the
some
Discord,
people.
DJ.
I mean, you can. So far, every game that Sabian would have run his mouth on, he lost. So- but like, it is a thing of just like, okay, it's like at this point now I have kind of
Yeah.
understood like how the game works, and like I'm enjoying it more now. But it is just thing of just like, this is really for the nostalgia pool, and it's really working for that. And like IGN, as I had mentioned before, IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. I'm probably a little higher. I think it's probably an 8 for me. But there are times where it is definitely like a 7. I'm just like, I wish I could just like move past this and just get into other stuff. And like even now, like I've kind of lost the drive to really continue it, but I'll probably pick it up like a little later in the year or something, because I think I'll be playing Dragon Age and stuff. So that's my time with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Would I recommend you pick it up? If you have watched Dragon Ball Z and you enjoyed any of the Dragon Ball Z story, I would suggest you pick it up. I think they do a great job with like the alternate fiction stuff. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten into that too much because I've just been playing as Goku. And even playing as Goku, like if you do certain win conditions, then the game will branch off. And like one of the things I did was like, I think I beat Boo faster than I should have.
Yeah.
And like I ended up not having to deal with Kid Boo. He like he basically calmed down after he killed Babidi, and he just kind of lived the like I guess good version of Boo at the end of Z,
Yeah.
and it was just like, oh, okay, cool, and like
Gave
the
him a
game literally
Snickers.
stopped. Say what?
You beat his ass and gave him a Snickers.
Right. But like the game actually like stopped, like it was like a game over kind of thing, and I was just like, oh, okay. And I had to go back and look like, oh, okay, so I need to take my time and like to progress like the actual story that
Take your
happened.
time and save at ass whooping.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, it's a fun time, and it's like one of those things where if you take it serious, it could like grate on you, but if you just, it's a Dragon Ball Z thing, and you just watch people yell, charge up, and shoot beams at each other, then it's fun. But yeah, that's it. That is it for what I have been playing. Also, I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. I picked that up for some reason, and I've just been in it. But yeah, I've taught that game to death from last year. So yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to leave us a review on whatever podcast service you are currently tuned in on. Don't forget to join our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. Until next time, we'll be talking about the Xbox preview stuffs and if it really, made us bleed green or whatever. Did they say that? I don't even think they say that, because that sounds kind of a weird thing. I don't think Phil has ever said that, but I am saying that today. Will we bleed green on this? That doesn't sound good at all.
Hang up the phone, DJ.
All right, guys, take care. We'll see you next week or whatever, because life is hard.
But listening to DJ is hard too.
Tell me about it.